I yearn and I feel sad for the part of me that doesn't have the strong intuition that I used to have as a child.
Once again, remember that everything you do is an opportunity to teach someone.
There are many beliefs, there are many religions, there are many spiritualities, there are many colors, and that we begin opening our minds to the differences that we have.
I can't help but notice that patriarchal control moves forward sometimes into an accepting population with some message that they're going to make the world safer.
Hi, I'm Cara Cruickshank. Welcome to Essential Stories, an independent grassroots docuseries and live roundtable discussions that give voice to people on the front lines of our world's most pressing social issues.
Now we'll do our calls to action.
So this is something that I struggle with, and I think, and this is just for anyone who it penetrates and who hears it. I struggle with overthinking and just this overconsumption of information and just being way too intellectual. And I yearn and I feel sad for the part of me that doesn't have the strong intuition that I used to have as a child. And so, I think coming back to the patriarchy, it is brainwashing. You grow up thinking that it's a white world, it's a white Christian world, and it's so brainwashing that most of the white people in the country actually think that they own the place, and it's not that. We don't own, no one owns it. We are born here, we nurture the land because it nurtures us. And I think slowing down, not consuming so much information, not overthinking everything is where that clarity comes through, and you can really get in tune with your higher self. And so that's what I'm working on, and that's what I call for others who are listening. And then a more tangible, concrete thing is to still call for justice for Breonna Taylor.
We live in this society, we ourselves, my family, we live in a small town, very racist, very bigoted, very prejudiced, and very Christian. And so if you are not Christian, if you are don't follow the ways that they want you to follow, there are a lot of prejudices held against you. My call to action would be that we begin understanding that we live in a country. There are many beliefs, there are many religions, there are many spiritualities, there are many colors, and that we begin opening our minds to the differences that we have, and we stop being prejudiced against people such as me. I'm not Christian. I'm Lakota, so I follow the Lakota ways, which also means we don't follow Christianity. We don't follow Christian holidays. We don't celebrate Christmas. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving. To me, it is very offensive when the schools up here tell my daughter how sad it is that she doesn't get presents for Christmas. And the reality is the Lakota people are very giving. And so it's not just one day or one birthday set aside for presents. It's throughout the year, it's every day that we are giving of ourselves. And so, our holidays fall on the change of seasons. And then we, as people, we recognize we're not all the same, and we can't expect everyone to be the same. And we need to respect other people's beliefs and their values. So that's my call to action, is that we respect one another.
Thank you. I love what you're saying, Molly, about respecting everybody under the sun. And I have a call to action which has to do with fear, and it has to do, unfortunately, with these COVID-19 times, and it has to do with the patriarchy. I can't help but notice that patriarchal control moves forward sometimes into an accepting population with some message that they're going to make the world safer. Yes, we're going to make the world safer for you, and so do what we say is basically what ends up happening. And I mean, occasionally maybe with good luck it's a win-win situation, but all too often there's secret little sabotaging landmines hidden in those actions that were supposed to make us safer. So my call to action suggestion is, when you're moving forward with your creativity and someone looks at you and says, but isn't that scary? Oh, but aren't you endangering your kids and your family and your friends by doing, have courage. Don't worry about trying to make the world safe, because the safest world is the one in which everybody lives in a small cage all alone. Well, no, that is not what we're looking for here. We're looking for healthy, loving community, and it's not always safe. That's cool. It's not supposed to always be safe. It's supposed to always be an exciting adventure. So, creativity.
I guess I kind of mentioned it a little bit in talking about education, but I would just encourage all the listeners out there, once again, remember that everything you do is an opportunity to teach someone, and that's not even just in the education sense, but just in the work sense. Just anytime that you interact with someone else, that's going to impact both of your lives in some way. And so I just encourage people to once again to acknowledge that there are other people around you. People don't just happen, they're made. So those folks that you're involved with have experiences that they've gone through, that they've encountered, that made them who they are. I encourage folks to continuously question everything. We have to understand that the reason why we have so much conflict right now is because we've been on the same trajectory for a very, very long time. Because of that, we have conflict everywhere, on every continent. Gentrification, with all kind of things, with the globalization of the whole world. There is a potential for us to devastate the narrative of the people that have been here. So once again, just acknowledging everybody comes from something. Everybody has a story. Knowing that you don't know everything, and don't be afraid to learn, to open yourself up to learn something about somebody else. That's the only way that we're gonna mend our problems. We talked about color so much, we talked about gender so much, but once again, those are societal constructs. We, at the end of the day, have skin, we have muscles, we have neurons, we have a brain, we have all these things similarly, thus making us a part of this human family. So don't forget your cousins. That's how I'm gonna wrap that up.
Well, thank you all for being part of this important conversation and sharing space and lending your voice and perspective. And for me, this conversation embodies exactly what you're talking about, Kiki. Being able to learn about each other and make discoveries and see where we all overlap and what vision we share and how we can continue to inspire each other towards those goals.